The offshore oil industry is at a critical turning point. Many shallow water oil fields are drying up, and between now and 2050, many hundreds of rigs will be scrapped.
In the old days, nobody thought of removing a platform, and the idea was to keep it at sea for years. Nowadays, from an environmental point of view, platforms have to be decommissioned.
Standard oil rigs consist of a steel base fixed to the sea floor. This supports the giant topside, holding the drill rig and the processing plant, which can alone weigh over 40,000 tons. Site coordinator Dan Ackerboom knows dismantling these metal giants is far from easy.
The conventional method always was with cranes on a big barge. Removing a platform in the old-fashioned way has a lot of disadvantages. It's mainly because you're offshore for a long time. It's a lot of lifting, and lifting is always a risk, especially for at sea.
With so many rigs requiring decommissioning, the industry needs a radical new approach.
What we wanted didn't exist, so we have to design something differently and something new.
And in August 2016, what offshore construction engineers came up with is the pioneering spirit. For Vice President of Innovations Andre Steenhuis, this $3 billion multi-purpose megaship will change the industry forever.
This idea is quite revolutionary. If you have to do something which you have never done before, it's difficult.
Weighing over 900,000 tons at maximum draft, at 124 meters wide and up to 477 meters long with equipment deployed, this steel giant is the biggest vessel on the oceans. Propelled by 12 6,000 kilowatt azimuth thrusters, this multi-purpose ship can install and remove oil platforms and lay pipeline in the world's deepest waters. And its unique dual-bow design, with 8 pairs of lifting beams, each weighing 1,800 tons, enables the ship to straddle an oil platform and pick up a 48,000-ton oil rig topside in one Herculean lift. Lifting something of such magnitude at sea has never been done before. For the pioneering Spirit team, the engineering feats required were mind-boggling.
It's really challenging, of course. It's something completely new, not been done before.
But a giant lifting system requires a giant ship. And building a vessel of such great size and complexity provides an unprecedented construction challenge.
The size of the vessel already makes it difficult. Almost 200,000 tons of steel you have to produce, weld, install. And on top of that, we also have, of course, various complex systems on board, which many yards are not used to.
The length, the water displacement, the width, it is a unique ship. It is bigger than all the other things it did before.
So how do you build a megaship of such epic proportions that can pluck an oil rig platform from the sea? Engineers at Allseas would look to the work of the maritime trailblazers of the past. Oceanic mega vessel pioneering Spirit is at the vanguard of the offshore construction industry. Built to salvage rigs in one gigantic lift and lay pipe in the planet's deepest waters, for Vice President of Innovation Andre Steenhuis, this ship is the engineering project of a lifetime.
The capacity of this vessel is quite unique. You've got 1 million tons of displacement. The length, the width are huge. This vessel has completely changed how the traditional industry works.
The ship's unique design means it can pick up an oil rig topside in one epic lift.
What we do with this concept is that we don't lift a platform from the top, but we actually push it off from the jacket.
To begin the platform lift, Pioneering Spirit must first lower cutting torches down each leg of the platform in preparation. Then the ship maneuvers into position. But this is not plain sailing. The dual bows must slide under the topside with room to spare.
We need to be able to increase or decrease the draft of this vessel to make sure we could get underneath a platform, which are all at different heights at sea.
So how do you safely position a 900,000-ton ship under an oil platform in potentially hostile waters? To achieve this, the designers need to draw on the accomplishments of history's great engineering pioneers. Engineers on mega vessel Pioneering Spirit upscale Kroll's innovative use of ballast to a whole new level of sophistication. Captain Fred Recto is at the controls.
We got over 87 ballast tanks, of which are 4 quick drop tanks. The biggest single tank is already 15,700 cubic meters, which is normally a big vessel. In total, we can occupy about 750,000 cubic meters of ballast water.
To position under the rig at a safe distance, the ship takes on enough ballast to increase its draft a further 17 meters.
What we don't want is once the yokes or the beams are close to the platform, that they will hit the platform.
Once in place, Pioneering Spirit can begin the lift process. First, the ship must connect a series of yokes to the platform. But this poses a dangerous problem.
You have to be able to compensate for all the vessel motions when you're moving in the platform. If you don't have that, the collision impact will be enormous and the project will finish.
So how can engineers accurately connect to the rig when the ship is constantly moving? The team on Pioneering Spirit would look to the work of the innovators of the past. Engineers on Pioneering Spirit are employing the same principles as Mages as part of a spectacular stabilizing system.
When the vessel is moving around the platform and we switch on to AMC, how we call it active motion compensating.
The topside lift system consists of 16 giant beams, 8 per hull, each weighing 1,800 tons. Each beam houses cylinders containing pressurized air, separated from hydraulic fluid. Similar to Mages spheres, the air acts as a buffer to dampen the cylinder movements.
The combination of the hydraulics and the air system what we have, that makes it actually a big and a giant shock absorber, yeah?
The hydropneumatics work to cushion impact of rough seas. In combination with the entire motion compensation technology, it creates a cutting-edge system.
All beams can move in all 3 degrees of freedom, so X, Y and Z direction. The key aspect in the whole beam system is all the hydraulics and the pneumatics involved to make sure that the beams can compensate for all the vessel motions due to the waves. We always say that the beams are standing still in the world and the vessel is moving. I haven't seen that before. It's very, very impressive.
To begin the epic lift, the beams are positioned in sequence under the topside. The motion compensation system is activated, and the torches inside the jacket legs cut them free. The hydraulic system is engaged, and Pioneering Spirit picks up the topside in one staggering lift.
then we simply push one button, which eventually pushes a lot of oil in a very short time through the fast lift cylinders at the front of the beam, pushing the lever up and creating more than 2 meter clearance between the top side and the legs.
So far we already have successfully lifted 13,500 tons in one lift. We can lift 48,000 tons on the bow, 25,000 tons on the stern, so which is quite unique.
For the whole industry, it will be a big game changer.
Pioneering Spirit is the most innovative oil rig salvage vessel on the planet. The length of 5 jumbo jets, this metal-muscled monster can salvage rig platforms in one gargantuan lift. For site coordinator Dan Akkerboom, it never fails to impress.
We wanted to create the biggest and the heaviest lifting vessel in the world, meaning we can lift off now almost to 48,000 tons.
Not only can it salvage rigs in one lift, but for Vice President of Innovations Andre Steenhuis, this $3 billion ship is a cutting-edge multi-purpose oil industry tool.
Time is money, so we have to keep on working as long as possible. We wanted to have the double functionality on this vessel because when you do the heavy lifting, the vessel is occupied for a very short time. And the other time, when we are waiting, we can also lay pipe.
Pioneering Spirit is tasked with laying the largest scale oil and gas pipe in some of the deepest waters in the world. But extreme lengths of large pipe can weigh up to 2,000 tons. Unless the pipe is held firmly and fed out with the right tension, it would buckle under its own weight.
We have to find another way to explore the deeper findings of oil. And therefore you need to have a vessel which has lots of capacity and possibilities to install pipelines. To lay heavy pipe in deep water, it is difficult.
So how do you control heavy pipe lay in deep and difficult water? For engineers on the Pioneering Spirit, the solution would lie with a groundbreaking innovation of the past. But how does an all-terrain log hauler relate to a giant offshore construction ship? On Pioneering Spirit, 4 gigantic tensioners in the ship's firing line are each fitted with 100 meters of continuous track. Just like Lombard's log hauler, the tracks increase the surface area in contact with the pipe, evenly distributing tension, enabling a controlled delivery to the ocean floor.
Here we are at the aft of the production line, and here you can see one of the 4 tensioners which we have on the Pioneering Spirit. One of the tensioners can have a capacity of 500 tons. The pipe is clamped in between tensioner shoes. Shoes can move a little bit, so they've got the optimum position. So they've got the optimum pressure on the pipe, so you don't damage the pipe. The tracks on the pipe hold the pipe continuously on the vessel.
The tensioners play a crucial role in the onboard pipe assembly line, where the joints are welded together at different stations.
The welding platforms that the guys are standing on are moving along with the pipe during the production of the pipe.
Engineers on the ship are able to produce 400 meters of large gauge pipe every hour. Once welded, the megaton pipe is gripped by the tensioners. It's then fed continuously out over a giant stinger to the sea floor.
Because we have these tensioners, we can lay deeper pipes. We have less environmental issues with the pipe. There's no sea in the world where the Pioneering Spirit cannot lay a pipe.
Pioneering Spirit is pushing the boundaries of deep-sea oil exploration. But to complete this incomparable vessel, engineers would once more need to draw upon history's greatest innovators to achieve even more impossible engineering. Pioneering Spirit is a $3 billion ocean colossus. At its deepest draft, it reaches a world record displacement of 1 million tons of seawater, making it the heaviest floating object on Earth.
There's nothing in the world ever built like the Pioneering Spirit. She's unique in size, in weight, and in operation.
This epic vessel's mission is to clear redundant oil rigs from the high seas, which it does in a unique and innovative way.
We can go underneath the platform and make sure that we position the beams underneath the platform and then are ready to lift her off the jacket.
This mighty ship is also designed to lay the world's largest gauge oil and gas pipes for a new generation of deep water rigs. But pipe laying can take many months, and the environment is unpredictable.
You have to go more out in the deeper waters, so you're much more exposed to difficult weather conditions.
Violent storms and exposed seas pose a threat to even this marine colossus, as site coordinator Dan Akeboon knows only too well.
If the weather changes or suddenly big waves come, they have to stop and abandon the whole operation.
But how do you safely stop and disengage hundreds of tons of pipe onto the ocean floor over a mile down in a raging sea?
When you are installing a pipeline and you're midway and the weather's picking up, bad weather or even a hurricane, you have to abandon the pipe. So in that situation, you weld on the end of the pipe, you weld a head.
The end of the pipe is made watertight by welding a cap on the end. Then, using super heavyweight wire cables, it's lowered to the ocean floor and cut free by an underwater robot.
This is the cable, 5-inch cable, it's quite big, and 4,850 meters of length, able to lay down the pipe with 500 tons each, so a total of 2,000 tons of lay-down capacity. This system looks very large, but it has to act very precise.
To achieve that precision and control, engineers on Pioneering Spirit have created an ambitious system.
Our ANR system has 4 of these winches. These are the biggest winches you can buy. For the biggest pipelines, you need all 4 of them.
And to ensure accuracy when using all 4 giant winches, engineers have built in a fail-safe design.
Here I've got a right-handed cable, so you can see the helix is going up to the right. On the other side of the vessel, we have got also 2 of these winches. They are left-handed, so the helix is going in the other way.
The left and right helix mean the cables cannot intertwine.
We can play with the tensions and we can rotate the cable so we can connect the cable to the pipeline. This is unique to the world and to the Pioneering Spirit.
Through design and engineering, Pioneering Spirit has raised the bar for what is possible for the oil industry.
We can lift over 48,000 tons. We're twice as big as the second biggest pipe layer in the world, so we create our own jobs.
If you're an engineer, this is a dream of everybody, to be involved in this project.
To be involved in the development and designing and building a vessel like this is very unique. You never get a chance to make something which changes the industry.
What are you going to do afterwards? I don't know. I mean, we built the biggest ship in the world, so what's next? I don't know.